morning.
Yeah. Oh, that's annoying.
You hear a little bit of an echo too,
Yeah.
right? It's because I may have. So I want to show everyone what I did yesterday.
I'll kill you.
It may have been this thing that I installed, so I can actually play Tetris if I want to. Here, why don't you play Tetris while I figure out how to get this going?
Do you guys hear us as an echo, or just it truly sounds like we're inside I don't. Wait. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
How am I supposed to play Tetris if you got this thing on the screen in front of me? Anthony.
Hold on.
They said we sound far away. Yeah, I guess I hear that. Oh my god, you ruined my game for me.
All right, well, we'll figure it out.
Can you delete Tetris?
Well, now it's good.
Oh. Hello? Oh yeah.
Okay, now we're good. I don't have to delete Tetris, but it is kind of cool that if we wanted to, we could just start playing retro video games right on Twitch.
Oh yeah, so cool.
You're enjoying it too. Carla Marie wants so bad to hate what I put together, and she can't. Exactly. We just became a gaming channel. We could do our whole show while we switch off playing Tetris.
Okay, get this out of here.
We won't, but.
Okay.
How was the Hella Mega Tour? That is the question of the morning. I was going to say evening, but it's not evening.
We'll get to that in a second. I have a news that I just found out that Anthony doesn't even know yet.
Okay.
And Chris and Austin will appreciate this. Elvis is now on the air in Austin on Lucy 93.3.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
So he is up against the evil.
Well, obviously, some company thought that show wasn't doing too well and they could easily beat it with Elvis. So Elvis is obviously our radio godfather, if not our radio father.
Yeah. Father, yeah, for sure.
And he had been on the air in Elvis years ago.
He had been on the air in Austin.
He had been on the air in Austin years ago. They pulled him off of his station. They put 2 other projects on there. And most recently put a new show that also replaced us here in Seattle on that station in Austin. But I'm happy to see that the Elvis Texas family gets Elvis again.
Yeah.
So that is really, really cool. DJ FaZe, good morning. I was actually texting FaZe yesterday while we were at Hella Mega because there was a guy who we ran into twice at the Hella Mega Tour who looked, at first I was like, man, this guy looks so familiar. And I can't place where I know him from. And he was, I guess, working for the venue or working for the tour company, something like that. Okay. And I was like, wait a second. I think this guy used to work alongside us at iHeartRadio.
And when everyone has a mask on, I'm like, I don't know. Everyone
that was also tough. But, he turns out he did. It sounded like he had a really cool job. Because at one point
he was using the walkie-talkie app on his watch, and he was running by in front of the stage, and he was like, "Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go, 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 lights!" And the lights started flashing. I'm like, I want that job.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
To Milwaukee Tom, he just said, I was so pissed when they took Elvis off our radio in Milwaukee. When I was talking to Scary today, he said that they are also on a news station in Wisconsin. I don't know which one.
Big ass state though, so it could be Milwaukee, it could be Madison. Those are 2, from what I know, 2 different radio markets.
I'm finding out.
That is really cool, though. And I'm going to be in Austin in 2 weeks. Right. So I'm going to turn on Lucy when I'm in the Uber or whatever I'm riding around in. Good morning, Vicky Vitz. So if our voices sound a little hoarse or lost or whatever, it's because of the Hella Mega Tour last night.
Yeah, so we... as of what? 5. Well, we did an Instagram live before we left to go to the concert to talk about our candles, which we can't buy them anymore. We did hit our candle goal. I'm sure we'll have more of an update from Wax Cabin, but thank you everyone who bought candles. So cool. By the time we left for the concert at 6 p.m., whatever it was, we still didn't have tickets. And we had talked about this last week that it's weird now not being in radio. Like one of the perks that I don't think I ever took for granted, but now it's like, oh, I have to buy tickets or get tickets. And we reached out to a few sources who were trying, but it didn't happen. So like, all right, let's just go. And Anthony was like, let's go to the box office and see if we can just buy them.
Well, we were looking originally online and it was all like ticket resellers that had a little bit of a markup. So
And on Ticketmaster, there's like $97 fees.
yeah, that's the other part. So I was like, you know what I haven't done in like almost ever in my life is actually walk up to a window during a game or a show and just ask for tickets.
But
I forgot that was even a thing.
we could barely get to the window because all of these nice gentlemen were selling tickets outside.
And thank you to Erica and Teresa and Vicky for the subscriptions. Appreciate you guys.
And we ended up buying tickets from a dude outside, which I've never done.
You've never scalped tickets before?
Never.
I've done it once or twice. I've also gotten burned once.
Yeah.
My friend Steve bought tickets on Craigslist, which was probably the first mistake. Bought tickets on Craigslist for the Big East Championship at Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically a printout of someone else's like online tickets, and we got burned.
Well, the cool thing about this was that we got physical tickets, like Ticketmaster tickets. I have mine over somewhere in this house, actually, but I'm very excited that I have an actual ticket. I don't know the last time I had one of those.
But we also, so when the guy was selling the tickets, he was originally trying to sell them for like $200, and they were floor seat, like general admission, right on the floor in front of the stage. I was like, man, we came here with a $100 limit a person. Can't do it. Started walking away. He's like, all right, $100. I said, okay. Well, are you gonna walk with us to the gate so we can make sure that they work? And he did, and he waited until we got in, and they worked, and it was fantastic. He was like, bye. You can go now, shady man on the corner.
But we were contemplating all day, like, not going. Because we were like, I don't know. Like, we haven't been in a crowd that big, really. Like, that big. We didn't know how we were going to get tickets. We were just, like, kind of back and forth all day. And at one point, Anthony was like, okay, I don't feel like tickets are expensive. I don't want to go. And I was like, I kind of do want to go. And he's like, okay. And I said, well, you're the reason I want to go. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, a while back on Monday, Friday, we did a whole thing where all you kept saying was just go to the show. And it was after DMX passed away.
Yeah.
Because you didn't go to one of DMX's shows while he was here because you were working when you didn't need to be working, and you missed an opportunity to see him live ever. And I was like, all I kept thinking was, God forbid something happens, or what if one of the bands break up and they decide to never tour again?
So you were thinking, what if Patrick Stump dies tomorrow?
Stop it. And
weirdo.
I was like, we have to go. And we went, and it was the most fun. Like, being around live music again. Oh my, it was like my first concert.
Yeah, it was an experience to go to a show again. Real quick, Jen, Lisa, MI Perez 929, and I saw some bits come through a second ago. Zadie, thank you all for the bits, the subs, the gifted subs. We are in level 3 of the hype train. And we do, even though we did a solid amount of drinking last night, we do have another drink ready to roll if we get through hype train level 5 today. Are you not feeling it?
I don't know.
I actually feel surprisingly good.
Same, but
based on how much I drank yesterday.
Yeah.
So I had 2 like full glasses of bourbon before we left. I was drinking one of them while we did the Instagram live. Got to the venue and had a White Claw. Then went back after Weezer was done performing and got a
Heritage vodka lemonade.
Vodka lemonade, and then a beer, a Rainier, I think it was. And then I got a gigantic Truly, like one of those 22-ounce cans. I got the Truly Fruit Punch, which is
I was like holding it like this.
Hands down the best like seltzer Truly type drink I've ever had. And I was definitely feeling it by the end of the show.
Yeah, it was a good night. Now, if the show happened today, we would have had to. We wore masks most of the time, but the mask mandate for outdoor large crowds starts today.
Oh, wow.
In Washington.
Yeah,
Do you think they did that on purpose? Well, I guess after Labor Day. I don't know.
Whoa, marijuana. Thank you very, very much for, is that 10 gifted subs? That's insane. Thank you very much. Truly strawberry lemonade is so good. I don't know, this fruit punch, I might have been because I was wasted. I was running around going, this is the best drink of all time.
Yeah, he was literally doing that. So we actually bumped into a few people last night. I sent you a second picture.
Oh, we'll have to get that one. But I have the first one.
Well, I'll grab the other one.
Okay.
We ran into, so Jose was who, you've met him before.
Yes.
And he introduced us to Claire, who does weather at Cairo. So we met her. That was super cool. And then he's like, oh, do you know Luke? And we're like, no.
Well, what happened was he goes, oh, you know Luke. And I said, I don't. Nice to meet you, Luke. And that was about it.
And I was like, that Luke guy is a very tall man.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, all right, I'll see you guys later. And we walk away. And Anthony's like, I think that guy's a Seahawk. And I'm like, he was taking pictures with everybody. He was just so tall. I don't know. And we look him up. Sure enough, it was Luke Wilson, the Seahawks.
From the Seahawks.
And we're a bunch of idiots. Like, we could have been like, sup, Luke? Want to come on our show?
I don't think he would have been like, no, I don't.
So,
I don't at all.
so
ChristySchool.com, thank you for the gifted sub. We're now halfway through level 5, which means a drink is on the way.
Oh, he retired. So never mind. Thank you.
So retired players aren't cool enough for you?
Also, what is he, 20?
No, he's probably like 29, 30, something like that.
I was like, that guy was hot. Anthony's like, I think he's a Seahawk.
He's a good-looking dude.
Very
Good-looking, tall dude.
I'm
trying to get this. If I look like I am not paying attention, it's because I'm trying to get this picture properly placed.
Angela just joined. She was also there last night. We didn't get to see her.
I know I didn't see her post until I was in the Uber
I know.
leaving.
She had messaged something and said, "Are you there?" And I was like, "Yes." And then by the time I looked back, she was like, "Oh, me too." And I was like, "Fuck." But last night was the last leg of the Hella Mega Tour for the U.S., which was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They go tour the rest of the world starting next year. Oh my God, how short did I feel next to him? He was like 7 feet. Like, how tall is he actually?
I mean, he's got to be 6'8", 6'9", something like that.
That's how tall Thomas is on Bachelor in Paradise.
Is he really?
I don't. He tells everybody how tall he is all the time.
You got to do Luke Wilson football,
I know, wrong.
not the actor.
Although I am a fan of the actor. Oh God.
You okay there, Carla Marie? Let me pull up this picture though, because we did get to see Realtor Jen. I don't know if she is in the chat right now. She might be
Probably not because
as hungover as we are.
Yeah.
And we were both wearing our You Look Great hoodies, which was really fun.
And wait till we get the pictures from Jen's phone. When you take a picture wearing that hoodie in like the darker part of the concert, like it just glows. And I was laughing because when we were posting about that hoodie, I kept saying, get this hoodie for when you go to concerts and festivals with your friends. You'll never lose them.
Mm-hmm.
And it truly was helping because we kept finding Jen anytime we were trying to. I was like, oh, she's right there.
She was the easiest person to
and
spot
Anthony,
in the whole
you
venue.
were actually easy for me to spot in the blue too because everyone's wearing black.
Well, yeah, at a rock show like that. And then, not only did we get to see Jen.
By the way, that's also Monica Church. If you follow her YouTube channel, Monica is the one who connected me with Dr. Ruse at Porth, which is how I got my braces. And big fan of Monica's YouTube channel.
And then we also, by the way, have like 90 seconds left for the hype train. But we also, is the picture up?
Yes.
There we go.
We got to meet Sharo Bush. And she's been in the chat a bunch before. We were walking by. She was like, oh my God, Carla Marie and Anthony, you look great. I'm Sharo Bush. And we were like, oh my God. It was so fun meeting her. She was there with her daughter. And her daughter was out enjoying the concert while Sharo was waiting in line for merch.
Yeah. That merch line was insane.
Yeah.
It was,
Like,
I mean, that merch
I've
line,
never.
you would have had to miss the entire act you wanted to see to get merch.
I've never seen a merch line like that.
Is it hoodie weather there already?
It's been hoodie weather for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it is now hoodie weather in Seattle, officially, especially at night.
Yeah.
Dave C., thank you for getting us through Hype Train Level 5. Appreciate that very, very much.
Right now it's 57 degrees.
Jesus, that's way too cold.
I know. By the way, Luke Wilson is 6'5".
That's it? He looked, maybe because he has long hair, he looked way taller.
Yeah. His hair was so long. Also, Pete Wentz's hair, can we talk about that? When he took it out of his little man bun, it was as long as mine.
He definitely takes a flat iron to his hair, too.
Yeah.
And listen, no hate on that because it looks fantastic.
And you used to do that.
No, I never took a flat iron.
You never had your hair straightened?
I had my hair straightened before I finally cut it to donate it.
Okay.
And no one's ever seen those pictures because the way I like to explain it is I looked like what only could be explained as a gay magician. It's the only way that picture is ever going to be explained.
Or Chris Angel.
No, he looked way cooler.
How do I get to see it?
You don't. It's on a hard drive. It's locked away somewhere.
I will find it.
And the only other, I used to sometimes straighten my hair when I had my mohawk. When it was at its longer length, I would use a flat iron. That's like the flat iron is the clamp thing, right?
Yes.
That's what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. The lobster claw. So I would use the lobster claw and go like that.
Okay. I'm going to have you're going to straighten my hair one day.
That's dangerous.
For who?
You. It's hot.
Zadie asked me if I got the concert t-shirt because I had posted on my story. I told myself I don't need one of these, but do I need it? Because we all know what happened after I got back from Disney and didn't have the Hocus Pocus shirt. I did not because, like we said, when I tell you I'm not even kidding, there were at least 1,000 humans waiting. There were 3 merch lines.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. It would wrap. I was like, what are these people waiting for? Is it like a meet and greet? It would wrap the whole, like a whole half. There were 2 merch lines. They would say together they wrapped the whole stage.
Yeah, the whole 100 level.
Yes. Words.
Concourse.
Thank you. And I was like, not worth it. And I also have Fall Out Boy t-shirts, and like I don't normally wear them because like where am I wearing that?
But here's the thing: you should wear them to concerts, maybe not to Fall Out Boy because people have that like weird rule. But you also got like very dressed up yesterday for the show. In your like pop punk kind of
I love
way.
my outfit.
It was a good outfit. Britt, thank you for the 100 bits, and we also got a first time chat from Collins21.
Sweet.
So let us know where you're from. Don't be that guy. The concert the t-shirt at the concert person.
Well, what if I'm wearing like a Fall Out Boy t-shirt from like 5 years ago? Because I have one Fall Out Boy t-shirt that I didn't see anyone wearing last night.
Mark said he bought the tour poster and the Green Day foam finger. I did see the Green Day. It's like the American Idiot logo. So it's like the fist with the heart.
Is it an actual foam finger?
And I think you put it on. Yeah, I saw people.
So here's my question, though. Like, now what do you do with that?
It's
because I bought a Yankee foam finger.
It's memorabilia.
And it just collected dust in my closet.
Well, maybe you pin it up somewhere in like a cool room that you have a bunch of your memorabilia.
Sarah said you still can't wear the band's t-shirt to their show.
I don't think I've ever done it. Although I've probably purchased something from the merch
I don't know,
at a concert and then put it on.
If you're going to like a Kiss concert and you have a Kiss t-shirt from like 1980 and you wear that, how vintage.
It's very vintage. Let's pour some of this out so we can take our shot.
Also, Green Day. We saw the very end of Weezer. I like some Weezer songs. I'm not like, oh my God, Weezer.
I saw all the songs I wanted to see.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we saw Buddy Holly, and I like that.
That was
song.
the last song.
Well, I couldn't really hear it. We were eating pizza.
The pizza was too loud. Couldn't hear it. That damn pizza was in my ears.
But wait, no, there's another one I like. Beverly Hills.
We heard that too.
Who did?
We did. We were in the venue for both of those.
Ah.
And we heard Africa.
I did hear Africa, but that's not their song.
And we heard the sweater song.
I heard the sweater song.
Here you go, Carla Marie.
Anyway, Green Day puts on a show. But
Absolutely.
it's like kind of theatrical in a way. Like Billy Joe is like very like where Fall Out Boy just gets up there, they rock out, they perform, and they leave.
They have a lot of fire on their stage, though.
Lots of fire. You will never be cold at a Fall Out Boy show. Pete's freaking guitar was basically a flamethrower.
Also, Patrick's piano was on fire the whole time.
What?
Yeah, there was a flame on top of it.
I couldn't see that.
Oh, yeah, your concert viewing for you is way different than for
stood
me.
behind 2 of the tallest people there.
Listen, tall people at concerts, you guys need to be a little more self-aware. And I understand just because you're tall doesn't mean you have to stand all the way in the back, but like at least pick a spot so the rest of the crowd can adjust around you.
Yeah.
There was a tall guy when you went to the bathroom, Carla Marie. He was like a funny, goofy, tall guy, and he just like kept moving around. I was like, dude, just please stand still.
I know.
I can't. And bopping your head up and down is fine, stuff like that, like regular concert moves.
But if you're like wacky, wavy, inflatable arm flailing Superman at 6'8", we got a problem.
He was like bouncing side to side. He had like a million people he was talking to. I'm like, guy, you gotta just relax and let people form their viewing stations around you.
It's funny you bring this up, at a Fall Out Boy concert. How old is my friend Alex? Tall is my friend Alex.
How tall? She's probably 5'9", 5'10".
Really?
Just shorter than me.
So Alex and I were at a Fall Out Boy concert in upstate New York at a venue that's like half indoor, half outdoor, like PNC Bank Arts Center. It was Saratoga Performing Arts Center.
SPAC?
Yeah.
What a stupid name.
Hey, that was my high school physics teacher's name too. And we were up against the gate. So we weren't in the seats, we were in the lawn. We were up against the gate watching. And this mom behind us kept asking us to sit down because her kid couldn't see. And I'm like, dude, we're on the lawn. I'm in college. I literally spent all of my money to have this ticket. And she kept behind us was saying things like, well, we can't see because these giraffes in front of us won't sit down. And I will never.
Well, you're also not tall. It was her.
I know. And I will never forget that. But also, lady, don't take your kid to a show.
Well, how old was the kid?
Probably 8.
I don't know. I think you could take a kid to a show.
Okay, but don't complain that your kid can't
That's
see.
fair. I remember when the last concert I went to, which was obviously not last night. It was the My Chemical Romance reunion show in Los Angeles. I brought Ricky with me, and
Oh, sorry. That's why I didn't see his piano on fire. I was peeing during Save Rock and Roll.
oh, okay, but it was on fire for a while.
Oh.
Like it just remained on fire because it wasn't fully. It wasn't like someone lit it on
I don't
fire.
remember seeing Patrick play the piano.
He played the piano a lot last night, so you didn't remember anything. But I remember taking Ricky to the My Chemical Romance reunion show in Los Angeles, and we were on the balcony. So general admission was below us, and then the balcony had a couple bars and stuff. We were standing there, and she was complaining about not seeing the stage. And I looked down because Ricky is what 4'11",
Yeah.
5 foot.
4'11".
So I kind of like got my head down at Ricky's eye level, and I looked around. And trying to view a concert
It's just this.
from that level,
I think that's why my neck hurts. Not from headbanging. From
man, it is not the same at all.
No.
It is kind of crazy.
I might have to bring back like a. What if I wore like mini stilts but made them look like shoes?
Like platforms.
No, like this big though.
I mean, I'm sure they sell platform shoes like that. Like, yeah, the Doc Martens that have like the super, super thick soles.
Or I'm going to invent a mini little stool that you can fold up into your purse so that they can't catch you on the way in, and then you doop, 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 step on it.
Like a step stool.
Yeah.
Seems like a dangerous idea because it's not going to be that sturdy, you know? But hey, go for it. My Perez. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much for the subscription.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate that. Let's see. I started doing wedge sneakers in general admission to get another few inches. I think that's the key, Carla Marie. What were you wearing yesterday?
Because I'm a dummy. Well, I wore my like combat boots, but I had thrown my wedge sneakers into the wash like 10 minutes before we decided we were going. So
Standing on the end of the aisle helps too. Yeah, because then you have like the straight shot down.
to be honest, I had a very good shot, and we were like right in front of Pete, and I was screaming, "I love you, Pete."
Did you really? I didn't even hear that.
I think it's on video.
Carla Marie kept going, do you think if he sees me, he'll remember me? And I was, probably.
I'm very
I mean,
concerned.
you've met him a lot.
I'm very concerned that they were like, "Oh, we're going to Seattle. Do you think that girl's gonna be there?"
Well, last time they played in Seattle, we actually saw Patrick Stump.
It wasn't that time. It was the time before that.
Okay, so a while ago when they played in Seattle, we actually saw Patrick Stump at one of the restaurants we were going to the next night.
Yeah, he was. What do you mean we were at one? We saw him at a restaurant we were going to the next.
That we were at, not going to.
I
don't know.
was so confused. Yeah, we were at Steelhead Diner, which no longer exists, closed down during the pandemic,
R.I.P.
which was my favorite restaurant in Seattle. And we were there with our boss at the time and Dennis Clark, who's on Elvis' show pretty often. And they were like, "Carla Marie, don't freak out, but I think that's Patrick Stump." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "It is. It is Patrick Stump." He had his hat hanging on the little, there's like a hook.
I think he has family here,
Yes.
and that's who he was with, because he was with a slightly older couple
And
that
we
could have been
didn't-
like aunts, uncles, something like
yeah,
that.
we didn't go up to them. But the next time they were in town, which I wore the same skirt that I wore last night as I saw them last time, which was November 2019. One of my last concerts actually was them. And we told them, we're like, "Hey, Patrick, we actually saw you with some people." He's like, "Oh, cool."
He was like, cool, I eat. Leave me alone.
He
Yes, I go to restaurants too.
He DM'd me years ago when the band was broken up, and he was doing his solo tour. I was interning with JJ or working with Elvis at the time, but helping JJ film something, and it was Patrick and JJ. And I had like tweeted, "Had such a good day, blah, blah, whatever." And he DM'd me and was like, "No way, you went to Rutgers. My drummer went to Rutgers." And this is when he was doing his own thing.
Okay.
And he had like This City was a single. And I was like, "Oh my God, best people go to Rutgers." I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Patrick Stump DM'd me, and then my obsession became more apparent as I started to see them more.
And yes, Claire, Steelhead Diner unfortunately is closed now. It's kind of heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
I mean, that's probably the restaurant that we've been to the most
Now
since
it's
moving.
Stone Burner.
I think Steelhead still takes the cake.
Yeah,
Why is that even a saying? Takes the cake. Let's take the shot. That's what we'll take. Cheers, Carla Marie. Thank you to everyone who got us through Hype Train Level 5 again. How you feeling? I gave you the smaller shot too. What are you doing? Oh, your wrist?
You still have it on?
No, I take mine off right away.
That's not true because you came back from Coachella
Okay, that was 6 years ago.
and you had a whole armful.
Yeah. But that's because I had like the VIP ones and everything, and I wanted to show off that I was really cool.
Didn't work.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, Coachella, you also have to leave them on because it's your pass for the whole weekend, basically. And then it becomes part of your outfit.
Okay, Skiri said that they are on in La Crosse, Wisconsin, on Mix 96.1. That's Elvis Duran in the morning show.
Yeah, but how far is La Crosse from like Milwaukee
I
or
don't. Do
Madison?
you want me to know that?
No, just someone in the chat, I'm sure, can let us know. Thank you, Coconut Love. Cheers.
Oh, I just went to look at my text to myself to see what I.
Oh, that's for, according to Milwaukee Tom, that's 4 to 5 hours away. So it is far.
Okay. So last night I had to pee a lot, obviously, as always. Well, actually, I had to pee more during Fall Out Boy, and that was it. I didn't pee the rest of the night. I didn't miss any of Green Day
You're right. Yeah.
because my bladder was not ready. Anyway, I was waiting in line, and there was a woman in front of me, and Fall Out Boy decided they were gonna blow bombs in the air. Like it wasn't fire. It was like when they do the big boom.
Yeah, there's like, it's fireworks basically.
And I literally I jumped, and the woman in front of me turns around, and I was like, "Geez, I was not prepared for that." And she goes, "This is my first big event in a year and a half." I was like, "Yeah, can they not?" And she stops, and she just looks at me. She goes, "It's weird, right?
What?
Like being out."
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "Yeah." I said, "If we weren't outdoors, I don't know how I would feel." She's like, "I know." She's like, and she had her mask on. She was like, "I'm vaccinated, but I have 2 young kids." And she's like, "I just get very nervous." And I was like, "Listen, I totally get it. I completely understand." I was like, "But I mean, I don't know."
I get it. And anyone who doesn't feel comfortable going out at this point, even if you're vaccinated, don't.
No.
It's okay. It's
absolutely
okay
not.
to say, you know what, it's just not going to be fun for me. I'm going to be too anxious. But I will suggest this. If I can prescribe anything to get over the fear of crowds that a lot of us have gained, just spend a weekend in Nashville. You've got no choice. You're just going to be thrown into a room with a 1,000 screaming drunk people, and you'll get over that fear pretty quickly.
Fair.
I mean, once I came back, like Austin, when we went for Mike D's wedding, we weren't around like huge crowds. We were at bars, but it wasn't
we were at
super packed.
bars.
But there was space, I think, at most of the bars we went to. Then we went to Scottsdale. We only really went out one night.
And everything was like pretty open.
Yeah, and everything was kind of open air. When I went to this Nashville bachelor party a couple weeks ago, that's when you had to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm vaccinated. I'll wear a mask where I have to wear a mask.
Last night there
And
were
that's it.
I'd say the majority of the people were wearing masks.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Anytime I was like under the concourse, our masks were on.
If I was in line for a drink, because then you're like directly next to someone, and I also do it for.
But then you're in a crowd screaming and singing, so.
No, but I wear a mask in line for the person who's working that line, because especially at a show or a game when you're screaming your order to someone because it's loud.
Yeah.
That's a lot of spit you're throwing at that person, and if they serve 1,000 drinks,
spit. I like at one point I felt your spit land on my face.
Yeah, that happens.
And
I mean, you're at a show. It's gonna happen.
No, it's fine. I mean, whatever. Just.
I do feel bad for everyone that's around me at concerts, especially if it's a band like Fall Out Boy that I saw last night or New Found Glory next week, because I will sing every word to every song I know. Just gonna scream it out.
It was a good time. Sarah Beth said, "Okay, so I am vaccinated and got COVID pretty badly a couple of weeks ago. I feel like it's still a good idea to be safe-ish." 100%.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm not saying that because I'm vaccinated, I'm like invincible.
How are you feeling? She said, "I'm still exhausted by the end of the day and have trouble exercising and I'm getting bad headaches coming and going, but more or less okay." Ugh.
Well, I'm glad you're more or less okay. Hope you get better very quick.
It's crazy. I know. Last night I was like, "Oh man,
what?
I don't know if we're gonna escape this one."
We might not. New Found Glory is a throwback, and they're going to be here on Monday. But also for the reason I feel more comfortable now that I'm vaccinated is not because I don't think I'm immune to COVID by any means, but generally speaking, like 0.2% of the people who go to hospitals now are vaccinated.
And you
so
also have
as long as I'm okay with getting sick,
right.
if I'm just staying home, I don't want to have to go to the hospital.
And there's less of a chance of you getting long COVID, which was like when people were having symptoms for months. So.
Yeah, exactly. And Sarah just said, I was only really sick for like 2 days, so I know it was much better because I was vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. Morgan from Cedro Woolley, are we going to Newfound Glory? Most likely. Tickets have not been purchased yet, but my cousin Michelle will be in town. I think we're all going to go get really pop punk for the day. I don't really know. Do you know Less Than Jake? Did you listen to them?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So I know a lot of kids in high school that listen to them, but I never got into Less Than Jake, but they're on tour with Newfound Glory. But I feel like
we don't need to go for them.
Exactly. I'm just going to go for Newfound Glory, so I'll see the last like 90 minutes of that show.
Works for me. Where is the show?
Showbox, downtown. Or Showbox Market, I think. I've got to check it out. I don't know which Showbox it's at.
Should probably find out.
It's at one of the Showboxes. Do you remember when I bought tickets to the wrong Newfound Glory show?
Wrong day, yeah.
Wrong day. That was embarrassing.
It's such an Anthony thing to do.
It absolutely was. Oh, wow. Vicky said, some things taste weird to me still after having COVID in November.
Oh, my sister's like that. I have friends like that.
Jeez, that's crazy.
That, I think, is truly... listen, granted, you lived, you survived. That's a miracle in itself. But I feel like that's something that, like, F's with your head.
Probably, yeah. Especially if it changes the way that you taste things that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a worst assistant move. But basically, Newfound Glory was doing back-to-back shows in every city, and I had purchased tickets for the next night's show. I showed up, and the guy was like, listen, we got standing room only tickets. You can buy that right now. And I bought those, and I gave away the other tickets.
We gave them away on the air or something, didn't we?
I think we did. Can't have peanut butter anymore.
I can't either.
Like from COVID? Or for an allergy?
Also, Anthony, to the YouTube people, Anthony is reading the chat. He didn't just randomly say, I can't have peanut butter anymore.
Oh, yeah. I've got to keep mentioning that. I do want to spice up the overlay that we have.
Yeah.
The graphics on the screen, and maybe put the chat in there.
Okay.
So that people... But it's also going to be really small, so I don't know.
There's got to be a better way.
Like, I know when I watch DJ FaZe,
yeah.
he's got the chat on there. It looks really cool. Like him, DJ Marco... They all do that, and it looks really cool. But I feel like we just don't have enough real estate on the screen.
No, we don't.
I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Sarah Beth said, it is really weird to eat foods like peanut butter when you can't taste them and it's all texture. Like, imagine you're just feeling that in your mouth. And
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Especially if you're a psycho that eats chunky peanut butter or crunchy.
I love crunchy peanut butter.
Why would you like that? That's like...
Remember the Mary-Kate and Ashley song? Shh, wait. She likes peanut... Wait, don't stop. I need to hear it. Crunchy peanut butter too.
What?
Mary-Kate and Ashley had like a sing-along tape. Like, that's where the song, Brother for Sale, he's only 50 cents.
I don't know any of these songs.
You can hug him. You can bug him. Come on.
I'm the cute one. She's just my sister.
Yes, Lisa. Which I feel like Lisa and Jen, they're twins, so they probably freaking love that shit.
Does anyone else know what these songs are other than Lisa, Jen, and Carla Marie?
When I tell you right now that I sing Brother for Sale like once a week in my head.
Why?
I don't know why. Mary-Kate and Ashley.
For the Mailman brings up a good point. Imagine any other butter being crunchy. It would be disgusting.
Yeah, but any other butter isn't made from something that is crunchy.
That's not true. Almond butter?
Oh, I have crunchy almond butter downstairs.
Ugh. Or just butter?
Oh, yeah. 2 peas in a pod.
Okay, so play this peanut butter song.
But they're not going to hear
You got to blast it and put your microphone towards it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. She likes me. All right, wait. There's like little talking in the beginning.
Well, actually, flip your computer around so they can see it. What?
Peanut butter and jelly. They say that later.
Okay, that's
Like
and
literally,
these girls are now billionaires. That's insane. That is the stupidest song I've ever seen in my life.
like so good.
Or not seen, heard in my life.
There's that. There's Brother for Sale. I'm the cute one. She's just my sister. But that one was like a slow one, right? Like they sang that like in their little bucket hats, I think.
It's crazy how much those two girls, Mary Kate and Ashley, did or were paid to do
Mm-hmm.
as
Before 18.
as children,
Yeah.
as little kids.
Yeah.
It is crazy. And then now their sister is the successful one.
Elizabeth Olsen. I
Yeah.
mean, they're successful as well.
Of course, but the fact that Elizabeth Olsen like wasn't even a thought until Marvel, basically.
Oh man, yeah. Scotty said guaranteed not going to get tagged for copyright infringement. We might.
There's no way. If Twitch takes us down for that,
It would be YouTube, honestly.
yeah. That would be, I would wear that as a badge of honor, honestly. So what is it? Just peanut butter?
And then sometimes they say something like and jelly. Or maybe I added that myself, but she likes peanut butter. I like peanut butter. Crunchy peanut butter too.
Crunchy peanut butter is gross.
Pretty sure that's
There
how it
was
goes.
something that came up in our group chat yesterday that I want to discuss.
So I wouldn't say names if it's what I think it is.
So someone in that group chat
Yeah.
has been talking to someone that they met casually in like
Yeah.
a dating setting
Mm-hmm.
and isn't getting the responses, isn't getting the same kind of excitement level returned in their text message conversations
With the person that they've been talking to.
with this person.
Yeah.
Why can't we say the name?
Because did you get permission from that person?
No.
Do not.
That person doesn't even watch our show.
Anthony.
Okay. Either way, that person is
Could be
not
three
getting
people.
the excitement or enthusiasm that they are directing in text messages back.
Yeah.
And I came up with a new phrase yesterday. And we were talking to this person about whether or not they should continue chatting, whether or not they should cut bait, whether they should completely leave the person. And what I said was, listen, you don't need to put the effort forth anymore. You could cut bait, but if they reach out and they're looking for like
I'll hook
a
up.
booty call or something, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
But that person, with their lack of enthusiasm, designated themselves as what I titled a back pocket bitch. Right? Like you could reach back there sometimes when you need to and reach out. But they're not going to be on the forefront of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to take up a lot of space. They're definitely not in your front pocket.
Yeah.
You're not going to reach for them all the time. And
Now everyone's like,
Now-
I just want a front pocket bitch.
yeah, I think back pocket bitch or back pocket bro, however you want to, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call them.
It's BPB.
I'm a big fan of that phrase.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm sure that I've been a back pocket bro for some woman at some point in my life.
You had a lot of back pocket bitches. though.
I had not a lot, but I had a handful.
But I feel like you had more back pocket bitches than front pocket bitches.
At one point in my life, yeah, probably.
So like I don't understand the pocket phrase is because that's where your phone is.
No, it's just you put them in the back pocket. Like, you know when you say like, oh, I'll put that in my back pocket, save it for later.
I don't normally say that, but
That's kind of one of the things that I think should catch on. Let's see.
made by Erica. Oh my God, this makes sense. I'm chatting with a possible back pocket bro right now.
There you go. So explain your situation to us, Erica.
Erica just said I'll save it for later in my Amazon cart.
Yeah, exactly. Like an Amazon wish list type of thing. It's there.
No, I like save for later because when you go to your cart, you're about to check out. You're like, I'm not gonna get that
Yeah.
today. Save for later.
Let's see. Mello said, I've never had a back pocket bitch. And then there was another. Jordy Matthews said, am I the only guy who catches feels? I think all guys catch feels. We're just not good at handling those feels, usually. Let's see. Where's
no.
what?
Cannoli Party said this just made me realize I'm a back pocket bro.
You very well, but you know what? you've got to identify the situation you're in before you can fix the situation you're in. So if now you understand that you're a back pocket bro, then you can say, okay, well, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. Let me address it with the person who's put me in their back pocket. Or say, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. What else do we have in the chat? So Cannoli Party, why do you think you're a back pocket bro? Is the real question. Let's see. Jordy Matthew also said, I'm an open communicator, so I talk about how I'm feeling. That's good. It's always, I feel like it's maybe not always better, but 90% better to always say how you're feeling.
But if you go on date one with someone and they start like pouring their heart out to you, that's weird.
Of course.
There's a time and a place, and finding that time and place is difficult. And I don't like the whole like dating game, like playing hard to get or whatever. All of that, that's bullshit. Just if you want to hang out with someone or go on a date with them, yes, text them. But if it's like day one and people are like, or like in the very beginning and they're being super clingy, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But finding that common ground is different for every person on both sides of the relationship.
I agree. And I think allowing it to progress naturally is kind of the key. Just because you might be impatient or want to be in a relationship as soon as possible because you've got plans for the future and all that, that's not the other person's responsibility necessarily. And it's like the date that I went on when I first moved to Seattle. Mm-hmm. And very sweet woman, very good looking, but she walked in, she was like, hey, I'm an open book, and just started giving me her whole life story. And I just kept thinking to myself, I've never opened up a book in the middle and been like, I enjoyed this experience. You've got to let me start at the beginning.
And that was date one.
That was date one. There was never a date two. We stayed in touch, but there was never a date two. There was also something, let's see. Made by Erica said, this is in regards to her possibly being a BPB.
No, her having a back pocket bro.
Oh, having a BPB. He was enthusiastic on the first date, and we were supposed to hang yesterday, and he fell off. And when I straight up asked if there was date two, he said, of course. So that means he's down. Like, if you ever want to text him and hang out, he's available for you. That's what it seems like to me.
The radio fam said, I used to say on deck. Like, I got a few on deck.
Yeah, I've used,
oh, God.
The term, or I've heard, I should say, the term having a stable.
Anthony.
What? No, you have like a bunch of different horses.
I've heard you say stable
available.
of bitches. I've definitely heard you say stable of bitches before.
I've never said I've never in my life said stable of bitches. Not those words together. Definitely not. Let's see. And then there was something else here in the chat.
So what kind of horses did you have in your stable?
Stallions.
Those are boys.
No, those are boys. What are the good ones? What's a good horse? Like Black Beauty.
Studs, right?
Like the horse. So Black Beauty in that
Isn't
book
that the
is
book you had to read?
Yeah, is that a boy or a girl
I don't know.
horse?
You read it and had to transcribe it, right?
I don't remember anything about it. Is it a mare? Is a female horse a mare?
Anthony.
I don't know anything about horses.
I think knowing you had a bunch of donkeys in your stable.
No, I don't know anything about horses. I need Erica in here to explain the horse culture to me.
Or Jake. Oh.
I do think, and this is from...
There's Sharo. Sharo, we showed your picture earlier.
Hello. Let's see. There was a message here a second ago from Mega Damien Nut, which is a great name. As long as everyone knows what's up and is cool with it, have a stable or a back pocket or whatever you want. And that is really the key, is just explaining, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you're cool with it, we can continue doing it. If you need something else, go get that something else.
Got a bunch of prospective clients.
Ooh, this is great. Life is a hike, and I love this reference. I used to say I have a bunch of possibles, like the game of spades. Have you ever played spades?
I'm familiar.
So spades is when you have to win a certain amount of books, and you call it, like a certain amount of hands. And when you're communicating with your partner, you can be like, well, I've got like 4 definite and like 2 possible. And I like that term a lot.
That's funny. Amanda said, oh, God, I finally messaged the guy I've had my eye on for 6 years when I was drunk on Friday, and now he wants to meet in person, and I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Okay, well, guess what?
Well, just because you're going to meet in person doesn't mean you're going to be in a relationship.
But what do you mean if you had an eye on him for 6 years? Like, where do you see him?
Instagram?
That's my question.
We'll get some more information in a second. This is why we need to get the phone line back up and running.
Well, do it.
We will. Not right now, but for a Thursday show. Phone line will be back.
Cannoli parties. I was not ready for these come to terms feels today.
Where was
My whole body.
Amanda O'Brien? Where? Okay. We need an update though. Like, why are you not ready for a relationship? Why did you reach out to this guy to begin with?
Yeah, but what do you mean you were just
Yeah, how have you? Oh, Facebook. You were Facebook lurking this guy for 6 years?
But who is he? Where did you find him? Like, is this like MySpace days?
Oh, Alexandra, by the way, we're going to be jumping around in a couple different topics. Said the friendliest breed of horse is Morgan horses. So did I have a stable of Morgan
I don't know.
horses?
Were these bitches friendly?
Stop calling them bees.
You were the one that started
I'm kidding.
it.
I'm kidding. I'm just messing with you. Let's see. Okay, so Amanda, you were Facebook creeping this guy for 6 years. He's a friend of your friend. You
Okay.
reached out. He said, let's hang out. And after 6 years, you finally have the opportunity, and you're going to freak yourself out because you're scared of being in a relationship instead of just saying, I'm going to meet this guy and see what happens.
Maybe he sucks in person.
He could.
Oh my god, I'm gonna feel really bad if like he murders you though.
Well, no, if it's a friend of a friend,
He could still
and it's not a
murder.
total stranger, yeah, anyone can murder, but she probably can at least get a good gauge on the guy and be like, hey, friend, is your friend a murderer? Should I hang out with him?
Now I'm scared.
Amanda, I think you should do it. I think you should meet up
Yeah.
in a non-murdery place and hang out. And with no pressure. You don't
Wait,
have to.
Amanda, where do you live? Can we go like spy?
Can we go record it? I think you should go hang out, a non-murdery place, and you don't have to get into a relationship right away. You can just become friendly with someone.
Yeah.
Or who knows, maybe you meet in person and he's unbelievably amazing.
Life is a Hike said you're not going from meeting to a relationship. Just meet him and see how it goes.
Exactly.
Wait, she said
Amanda.
oh, she's in Oregon. We can make a trip.
We could. What part of Oregon, though? Are you like South Oregon?
You in Bend? I love Bend.
Bend was a cool city. Town. Can't really call Bend a city. It's more of a big town.
It's a city.
What are some non-murdery places Amanda can go? Qdoba? Chipotle?
No, a bar.
Some bars are murdery.
A bright bar.
Okay. Not like a dive bar. If they've got a lot of graffiti in the bathroom,
Seattle
that's a murdery
Cocktail
bar.
Club said people in Oregon are more likely to murder, except
That's true.
we had what's his name? Ted Bundy here,
Didn't Washington have 2 murderers?
and the other one,
Who's the other Washington murderer?
Sam, Son
No,
of
Son
Sam.
of Sam was New York.
Oh yeah. I watched that. I should have known that.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest. I think just like the weather here makes people murder. I don't know.
A coffee place is good.
Coffee place is good. Oh, the Green River Killer. There you go. Thank you, Radio Fam. Because you were probably like in that area where people were talking about it. Yeah, the Green River Killer. That's the one.
I forgot that this podcast that I love is back. I didn't know they have a season 2, which I was like, how did I not know this? And then it started sending me down this whole path of people don't know where we are right now because we got let go from the radio over a year ago, and there's people that are still finding us. And I'm like, how did I not know that this podcast that I binged came out for season 2? I follow the girl who created it. I follow the podcast. Something is broken in the vortex.
In the Matrix.
And how do I fix it? So anyway, it's called
Newsletters.
Yeah, I guess. But she doesn't
Newsletters
have one.
really, and I know that we have a newsletter. You'll get the update here in the chat at some point. Did it just come through? No. But newsletters really are the way to hack the algorithm.
Yeah. So the podcast is called Park Predators, and it's this investigative journalist who basically breaks down all of these murders that happen in national parks.
That's crazy.
And every episode is a new murder. And it's on season 2. And I just started listening yesterday. I was driving. I'm like, yes, it's back. And I'm like, oh my God.
What is it with murder porn? I don't understand.
Okay, let's.
No, but people love
Yeah, but
serial killer stuff.
okay, when you say it like that, it sounds like that I am listening to it and being sexually harassed.
No, just like food porn.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Thank you.
I've never gotten into like the
But
serial killer documentaries or
I get so sad because it's talking about a couple that got murdered when they were like 18 and what year it was. I'm like, oh my God, they'd be 30 right now. Just because someone was a psychopath.
Yeah. Also, let's
Clickbait.
see.
A lot of people
Angela
talking
said There was David Yates in Spokane,
I
another
have know that
Washington
name.
serial killer. It's the psychology behind it, says Maggie Magoo. That's what it is.
Ooh, Lee said there's a new podcast called Suspect about a murder on Halloween in Redmond, Washington. Okay.
Why is the PNW so murdery today?
Today.
I guess over its history.
Because people go
Can
nuts
we go back,
in the middle
can
of
we
winter.
go back to Amanda's date that we're setting her up on?
You're not going to get murdered.
I think a coffee shop that has like light food, maybe a salad or a good like tomato bisque.
Now, here's where I get weird about it. Going to a place on a date where it's a walk up and you order and then sit down is more awkward than sitting down and being like waited on, served.
I can see that.
Because like you just get there and you're like, oh, I need to hold on, we need to order, and it's awkward.
But I like that only because like you're forced into action right away. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
don't.
just like the action.
I know what you mean, and I hate it. I hate it. Like meeting up with someone that you don't know and you have to meet at the place and then walk up and order your food right away is so awkward to me.
And I also think it allows you to like see how the person interacts with the waiter sooner rather than later.
It's not a
waiter,
waiter.
the service staff.
No.
Amanda O'Brien also says, I don't think we've had any serial killers here in Southern Oregon.
There's the first time for everything.
So that's good. No. So we're at a safer space in Southern Oregon than apparently the state of Washington.
Wait,
where murderers are raised.
Sarah Beth is very right. She said makes the who is going to pay so awkward in the beginning. Because when it happens in the like it's just weird.
Unless so normally guys feel like they have to pay when they go out on dates. If you let the woman on the date go first, she's got to pull out her wallet and pay, and then you're safe.
Jen also just said we're describing Panera.
Oh yeah, go to a Panera Bread. Those places are super pleasant. You've never been to a Panera and been like, oh, I'm in a bad mood.
That's untrue.
It's a pleasant place. Let's see. Think since it's a friend of a friend, I would pay myself, says Maggie Magoo. So for anyone who's just joined, this is the situation. Our friend Amanda O'Brien in the chat, just this past week, messaged a guy she'd been stalking basically for 6 years.
Don't say stalking.
Lurking, observing.
On Facebook. Through a friend.
On Facebook. Through a friend for 6 years. He reached out immediately, said, yeah, let's meet up. And now she's like, well, I'm not ready for a relationship. So we're saying she should go out on a very casual daytime date, right? Not a night date.
Yeah.
And hang out. Admiring. There we go.
Fred, the mailman, said, I don't want to date ruining the oasis that is Panera.
Yeah, it's true. You don't want to ruin that spot. Because then every time you go to that Panera for your broccoli and cheddar soup, you might think of the person that broke your heart. Yeah. I never do the bread bowl.
So good. I haven't.
What are you doing with your foot?
I'm stretching my hips. Leave me alone. They hurt.
She's so weird. Coffee is a great first date. My husband and I got coffee on our first date and then decided to walk around Target next door. So cheesy, but that date changed my life. Together almost 15 years now.
I would love to walk around. Like, that's a great idea. You walk around Target, you get to know what kind of person they are.
I'll one-up you on the Target date.
Toys R Us.
Go to a mall. If you can survive a mall and you go to the same stores and actually be, like, entertained with that shopping experience, because then you'll know, like, does that person go to Hot Topic? Do they go to Spencer's? Do they go to the, Michael Kors store? What kind of thing is this person into?
I think I like Target better. Gemma the Gemini said, my first one-on-one date with my husband was grocery shopping. I have questions.
Yeah, how did that happen? How did you end up... You must have known each other before that. If that was your first one-on-one date, you've been in group settings with that person probably.
Amanda O'Brien said, I love Target. That's cute. But, like, then how do you... But Target's not something that you can... Like, how it happened with Lee, it seems like it was, oh, you want to walk around Target. You can't be like, hey, meet me at Target.
Oh, and then Leah said, my husband and I met at the mall. We worked at stores right next to each other.
I didn't know that.
So that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. So they had the mall, the coffee, the Target, all good to go. It was destined for greatness.
Court said, I think Target is better because you're already in the store. In the mall, you can just walk around the whole mall and not actually go into a store.
Yeah, but that's when you want to show your personality and be like, oh, let's go to Spencer's and see some funny gift. Is Spencer's
I'm
still a
telling
thing?
you right now, if I was on a date with a guy and he's like, let's go to Spencer's,
Yeah.
I could go either way. It
It'd
could
be
be
fun.
like, okay, this is fun, or like, you gonna buy a lava lamp?
Spencer, you can buy like a whoopee cushion or something.
Yeah, and then we got problems.
Is Sharper Image still a store or is it just a magazine now?
Some
Like a
places I
website.
think it exists.
Because Sharper Image was always a good one to go to when you were a teenager, just walking around the mall doing nothing.
And then if he goes to the pet store in the mall and he's like, let's buy a dog, you kick him in the nuts and you say, adopt, don't shop. And you
I
leave.
used to go into the pet store. I never bought a pet. I never bought
Yeah.
like a dog or a cat from a pet store. I did buy like fish and chameleons and stuff and birds.
Can't really adopt those.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of rescues for
I'm sure they exist.
lizards. Tiny, small lizards. Yeah, you can go to the pet store to like just see the dogs because they are cute and they're there. You may as well enjoy the experience. They have Sharper Image in malls or airports mostly.
That's
Interesting.
true. Gemma the Gemini, who went on her first date with her husband grocery shopping,
Yes.
said, we actually played basketball with 2 other people for our first hangout. I asked if he wanted to meet for coffee, but I needed to grocery shop too. So he said, I'll go with you. And it was the most fun I've ever had. It was funny.
That is actually pretty cool.
And then you get into a relationship more, and grocery shopping is the thing that rips you apart.
Yeah. Well, no, if he was willing to jump in for grocery shopping, then he's going to have to commit to that forever.
No, because here's the thing, though. Like, you're willing to do so many different things in the beginning of a relationship. And then
That's
it's
true.
like, hell no, I'm not going grocery shopping with you. You can do it on your own.
I think I've said this before, but I went on like I don't know if it was the first date, but it was like one of the very first dates with a girl, and she took me to this like sports complex
Ooh.
where you could do like batting cages, basketball, all of that stuff. And she wanted to play me in one-on-one basketball. And I told her, I was like, listen, if we get on that court, I'm not taking it easy. I am going to beat you like 30-0. And she's like, no, I'm good. I played in high school. And I said, okay. So we got on the court, and I swatted away like every single shot that she
And you
tried
guys
to put
still
up.
dated.
Yeah, we did. And I really think I beat her like 36-2.
Is this the time when she got mad? Was that some other
Possibly.
bowling maybe? I feel like you've told me there was a time where a girl got mad that you didn't let her win.
I don't think that was it. Mainly because I went into it saying, listen, if I get on a court, I have to play. I'm not going to take it easy. It's not cute to me.
Jay Perez said, how about IKEA? Check out the furniture and scoop up the Swedish meatballs. I wanted to go to IKEA with you a few weeks ago because I was like, this will be fun. And you refused.
Nothing about that seems fun at all.
83 Marie Smith. When my boyfriend and I went to Target to grab a Christmas gift as our first date, I realized he was cheap AF.
But you know what? He was thrifty and wanted to make sure that you also saved money. He was being courteous.
No, I think IKEA can be fun. There's by IKEA.
Let me ask you this.
IKEA here, there's what is that restaurant? My friends freaking love it.
Is IKEA fun for the person who's picking out furniture or for the person who has to carry the boxes of said
No,
furniture?
we were just gonna stroll.
Because I'm pretty sure that when you went to IKEA, I had to be the one that carried the boxes afterwards last week.
You didn't? Oh yeah, after I got back.
Thank you.
I went to IKEA for my niece who lives in New Jersey because they didn't have what she wanted out there, and she ordered it here, and then we shipped it to her.
I'll tell you why I don't like going to IKEA. I never know how to leave. Does anyone else have that problem? I don't know where the exit to IKEA ever is.
Wait, what is happening?
What?
I have a crazy story about the exit of IKEA. Seattle Cocktail Club said the key to IKEA is that you have to spend your time in the showroom choosing which furniture you would hide in to stay overnight.
Yes, that's a good
fun.
move.
Move.
But yeah, I never know like where the exit is. I don't know how to like operate in IKEA. That's my problem.
I've had to use the emergency exit at IKEA.
What happened?
I was at IKEA in Philadelphia in 2010 or 11 when the earthquake hit.
Oh yeah.
And I was in the bottom floor where like you actually put the things in your cart, not like the furniture part,
Like the
where
warehouse part.
Yeah, the warehouse part, like the vases, everything, and they started crashing to the floor. And I was like, we got a GTFO. And I saw the exit and I ran outside right through the exit. And I was like, we didn't even go back inside. We spent 2 hours there.
That's kind of crazy. Especially like if it was, I mean, the Jersey earthquake that Carla Marie's referring
Yeah.
to, it wasn't like a crazy, landscape shattering earthquake.
But we had never also dealt with an earthquake.
It was a rumble, but I can't imagine being in a serious earthquake in a place like IKEA where you've got things stacked up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Never been to IKEA. Morgan from Cedro Woolley.
Oh, man, you got to go. It's a
Bless your heart. You don't have to go.
I went to IKEA with Coaster Boy Josh once,
Mm-hmm.
and we had the most fun ever. Coaster Boy Josh works for Elvis Duran in the morning show. We spent hours there picking out all this stuff, and I think he ended up with just buying candles.
That was it?
Yeah, but I drove him because he didn't have a car and he lived in the city. And then we went to Cheeseburger in Paradise after.
I love this from Shara Bush, who we put the picture of on the screen earlier. She said, I used to live in Singapore, and people loved IKEA. They loved to meet for coffee and eat because the parking was free. That is really cool.
That's crazy. IKEA had the best cake.
I didn't even know they had cake. I've heard of the meatballs, but I don't think I've ever eaten in an IKEA.
There, but...
I have eaten in Costco because my mom used to go to Costco all the time growing up, and that's how she used to.
Don't they have like super cheap hot dogs?
Hot dogs and pizza and churros. I used to get the churro like all the time. That was what my mom gave me if I was not a terrible piece of garbage during the shopping experience.
I'm trying to find out what.
I've heard Costco. I don't know if I've had the
They
pizza.
have sardines, Seattle Cocktail Club said.
What? I've got to go. I've got two. I still have 2 more cans of sardines.
Wait, who has acai bowls? Costco?
there's a lot going on in this chat, and this is why if you're watching on YouTube, you should be here in the chat.
Because we need a Costco card. Does anyone work at Costco and want to hook us up?
Mellow FM said, I've never eaten at Costco. Just seems weird. You should. Give it a try. If you go there.
I mean, you're buying food there. Why not?
Have yourself a churro. Enjoy it.
The chat is full of foodies, DJ Faye said.
Seriously.
Can we be considered foodies if we're talking about IKEA and Costco cuisine?
I do want to go back to last night's concert, though, real quick.
Yeah.
The Hella Mega Tour. It was at T-Mobile Park. And while Weezer was playing, I hadn't eaten yet really all day. So we made sure we got food before I was going to start pounding drinks for Fall Out Boy. And we had Ballard Pizza Company pizza in the stadium.
Yeah.
It was really good pizza.
It's good.
I just went with a pepperoni. You went with something. It was like a Meat Lovers.
The Ballard Bridge is what it's called.
But it was like a Meat Lovers pizza. It had like sausage and
pepperoni and olives.
Okay, so not a Meat Lovers. But either way, very good pizza for a stadium. Great food. I highly suggest it.
I gotta sneeze.
Should we cut before you sneeze or after?
I just sneezed and yawned.
That's when you know it's time to go.
Oh, it's Old Spaghetti Factory near IKEA in Renton, I believe.
What do you mean it's Old Spaghetti Factory?
So go to Old Spaghetti Factory and go to IKEA in Renton. It's a all-around great date.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying. I had no idea where that was coming from. We do have to get out of here. Thursday, we've got a cool show because we have a partner that's coming in. And it's not in like studio. They're sending us some stuff. And it's not like the typical partnership that we've done on this stream before. Because it is not with an alcohol brand, but we will be drinking alcohol anyway. I'm so excited.
We get to sample something live.
So we'll be talking about that. It's something that you can purchase on your own, which will be really cool. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for dealing with our party voices.
Thank you for shopping our candle collection with Wax Cabin Candle Co. They were very excited. We may or may not have been the... I'll wait to see it if we were their best collab.
I think we were. Didn't we officially do that yesterday?
I'll wait to find out.
Okay. We'll see how far we've pushed the bar.
Okay.
How high up we've raised that bar. Thank you for hanging out with us. As always, every single time you're in here viewing, chatting, whatever, it does help us directly, and we appreciate it, and we don't take that for granted. Peace out.
You look great.
You look great.